It's completely mental.
This video is sponsored by Plum, a savings app who have given me the chance to help one of you save even more. If you download Plum using my link in the description, Plum will select one of you and match your savings after 8 weeks. More about that later on. Aqara have been on the market for years now, and that's not even how you say Aqara. Yes, it is. I checked. And Aqara have been a staple of the smart home industry now pretty much since their inception. But they've recently joined the European marketplace, and they've seriously stepped up their game.
It worked! It worked!
Thanks to Aqara for sponsoring today's video and sending me an absolutely enormous amount of smart home gear. This is easily the most complete smart home system I've seen to date that boasts Apple Homekit support. And with the low price tag on almost all Aqara products, you have to wonder why any Apple fan would ever invest in another system. That said, I haven't personally been able to get it to work with my iPhone. Probably because it's been at least 2 minutes since I last gave Apple any money.
The Death Star won't fund itself, young Skywalker. Will it, Lord Vader? No, it won't.
Either way, I've heard excellent reports about the HomeKit functionality from various sources on the internet, and that it works just as well as She That Should Not Be Named and Google Home. The sensors are all Zigbee, which means that... What?
Oh, the Zigbee!
If I hump the air after every time I say the word Zigbee throughout this episode, I will hump myself to death. Thanks to the smart home community, there have been drivers written for other systems, which means that you can use the gateway from Aqara, or you could replace it with a compatible hub from Samsung SmartThings or Habitat. I personally recommend that you invest in the Aqara gateway anyway, because the ecosystem has shocked the hell out of me with just how good it is. This is probably my favorite ever smart home dashboard, but before we get into that, let's go back to basics. The setup process of the Aqara gateway is a fairly typical affair where you simply install their app, add the gateway, and punch in your Wi-Fi details. Sensors, bulbs, and switches are then added in the exact same fashion and then placed in a room. From that point on, I can highly recommend realizing that you're connected to the Chinese server and you need to start all over again. Don't make that mistake. I signed up without spotting that it defaults to the Chinese server, and then I set up all of my automations and all of my devices, got everything added in the way I wanted it to be, and then realized I couldn't add their light switch because the light switch only works on the European server because it's a European light switch. It's not that big a deal. I mean, it's fine. I'm over it. Aside from that one small hiccup, everything went incredibly smoothly, and within a few minutes I'd managed to get an automation created that allowed a light bulb to come on when a door sensor was opened and the light bulb to go off when the door sensor was closed. We'll talk more about automation shortly. First of all, I'd like to introduce you to this light switch. It doesn't require a neutral wire, and it's Zigbee 3.0. And now, a word from our sponsor! You! Yes, you! You look like you've got literally no self-control. I used to be just like you, only handsome and witty and basically nothing like you. But I am finally able to save money thanks to Plum. Plum is a free app that helps you to save money by linking all of your banking systems into one app. Their clever computer algorithms calculate how much you could save each month using a supercomputer. This supercomputer automatically deposits a small amount of money into a savings account on a regular basis based on your spending habits. You can decide how much money Plum sets aside for you using their sliding scale, from shy mode to beast mode. Are you a beast, Reginald? You don't look like a beast. look like a nincompoop. If you prefer, you could set Plum to roundup mode. In roundup mode, it simply rounds up all of your past week's transactions to the nearest pound and transfers the spare change to your savings account. Plum is trusted by over 1 million customers just like you, looking for that coveted holiday in sunny Skegness. Why not share your own struggles and goals in the comments section of this public informational film, so that Reginald won't feel like a washed-up old fopdoodle? Download Plum now for free and start saving today. And now, back to our main feature. Because the Aqara H1 doesn't require a neutral wire at the light switch, I was able to swap my existing light switch for this one in a grand total of 8 minutes and 50 seconds. From there, you can add the switch in exactly the same way as you can with any other accessory. You simply search for it in the application to tell the gateway to start searching, and then put the switch into pairing mode until it is discovered.
Accessory added successfully.
The hub's cheerfulness will have you questioning your own levels of happiness. Will I ever be as fulfilled as this lump of plastic? No one ever will be. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Once added, it is immediately controllable via the app, but my living room has always had a problem, and that is that there is a light switch on the other side of the room that is the last bastion of Nisha's propensity to destroy my smart home fun. The problem with our living room lights is this stupid little bastard here. You see, the problem is, this is a second switch for the lights in the living room. If you come around this side, this is the mains light switch. But this light switch, being a smart switch, gets cut off if we turn the other switch off. So this is working now. I come around this side, press this switch, and now try and use it. You're dead. You're no good. So the plan is to replace this light switch with this, which is actually a battery-powered Zigbee remote. And this is going to be the remote for the switch on the other side of the wall, so that this will still actually operate the light switch on the other side, but it will no longer cut power to it. Unfortunately, the wiring of a two-way switch is utterly terrifying. Yes, terrifying. And I'm not going to show you how to play around with it, because you'll kill yourself. But the simple version is that you simply wire the switch to be permanently on, and then cover it over with what is actually just a Zigbee remote control for the master switch. And this is done using the incredibly simple, but actually very powerful automation system within the Aqara app. All I did was create an automation that says, if I single click the remote switch, then toggle the main light switch. Genius.
It worked! It worked!
So Paul Hibbert finally sees the light when it comes to Zigbee. He's on about Zigbee like he invented it. He's been slagging it off for years. I hate Paul Hibbert. I was using Zigbee before you even knew what a smart home was.
You merely adopted the Zigbee protocol. I was born in it, molded by it.
And the layout of these automations looks incredibly familiar. The automations can be set up to do practically anything within the Aqara ecosystem, including this. The automations could be used to arm and disarm your security alarm system based on a schedule. So every night at 11 PM, your alarm would come on, and every morning at 9 AM, your alarm could go off. This could also be done by pressing a button or flipping a cube over for some reason.
That is completely mental.
Automations could also be used to make the lights flash on and off if an intruder is detected, and they could be made to just come on when motion is detected in a room so that your lights come on automatically when you walk in, and then they can be set on a timer to automatically turn off again after 15 minutes if no motion is detected. The only things that are really missing from this as an alarm system is a key fob, which would have been nice so that when you were approaching your house, you could disable the alarm and vice versa as you were leaving. It's also missing geofencing. It would have been good if this could have been done automatically when your mobile phone left or came back onto your Wi-Fi network. And finally, sunrise and sunset isn't a thing. If you could have sunrise and sunset as a trigger, you could perhaps have the alarm system automatically come on at night time and have it automatically go off in the morning, because you can actually set the alarm system to trigger just on the downstairs portion of your house or the whole of your house. So you could say, when it comes to sunset, I'm in bed. Maybe you're really lazy. Sunrise. Damn it. A more sensible use of sunrise and sunset would be to have lights come on and go off. This isn't a thing you can do right now, but I did notice that when I was connected to the Chinese server, that option was in there. So sort it out, Aqara. We have the sun in this country as well. I can't believe how premium everything is for its price tag. These are physically well-constructed, very attractive products with full Apple HomeKit support. It's normally reserved for things with a much higher price tag. The Zigbee sensor range is amazing. I can take the sensors all the way to the bottom of my garden, and they still trigger the hub instantaneously.
It bloody worked, didn't it? Get notifications on my watch.
Notifications are faster than you would ever possibly imagine, even when you are off your own network. And the app is my absolute favorite layout ever. It's got attractive wallpapers, it's got nice large buttons, and it's got a level of customization that I haven't seen before in a consumer-based smart home app. And this is just the beginning. At least one of the products I received was still in pre-production when it came to my house. I didn't know what this was. What is this? What are you? Mystery box. Even the instructions are a mystery. What on earth? What is going on? What? Oh, God. If you want to do the Apple HomeKit thing, they have Apple HomeKit support as well, which means if you want to, you can keep feeding the Emperor. Good. I could make an entire video just on how clever the automations alone are. I could go on and on about how you could use the alarm system to set the camera watching for motion and simultaneously have the camera's motion trigger the alarm system. Or how the gateway is actually also an infrared transceiver, which means that Apple HomeKit users can finally use their voice to turn their TV on and off without any faffing around. Or how easy it is to move from Amazon to Google to Apple if you ever decide to jump ship. But this video has gone on long enough. If you want to buy any of this stuff, there are links in the description as to where you can do that. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That'll tell YouTube's algorithms it was a good video, and more people should see it. If you want to see some more of this guy, hit that subscribe button and ding that bell. If you ding the bell, it lets YouTube know that you want to be notified when I upload videos. These incredible people here are my patrons. I thank them every week, and every week it sounds more contrived, but seriously, without their support, I wouldn't be doing this for a living. If you want to be one of these incredible people, you can do that at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal, and either way, I'll flipping well love you forever. These are my Facebooks and my Twitters and my Instagrams. Come and hang out there and we can be best friends. See you next time. And since doing so, why you keep saying it? Why you keep saying it? Stop saying that. Will you ever be as happy as this hub? Will you ever be as fulfilled in your position? What are we talking about? That it's the last bastion of Nisha's propensity control for the master switch. Master switch. I don't know why it came out like that.